Hey guys, I just wanted to discuss one of the bigger mistakes in audio that I did, and that was trying to find better than what everybody else was using. So you see everybody using like a Shure SM7B, a Blue Yeti microphone on YouTube, and I didn't like the Shure SM7B that much. I didn't like the Blue Yeti all that much. So I went on a quest to find the best microphone by wasting years of my life listening to audio equipment. And did I reap some rewards by doing that? Yeah, I'm using Neumann TL103s. It's not a microphone you see used every day because it costs so much and it picks up everything in the room. But there's a reason why people use the Shure SM7B. It isolates the sound, which is a big factor that a lot of people pay attention to, usually more than sound quality of the tonality of the microphone itself. They want sound isolation. So the Shure SM7B, you see it being used all over the place because it blocks out ambient noise. It sounds reasonably natural throughout the response, except in the treble where it kind of goes to crap and sounds a little bit woolly. And again, it has preamp hiss, but it makes sense why it's popular. You can hear all the computers in this room going brrr. The main thing is, a lot of companies tried to do better. They came out with neodymium magnet technology, all these different microphone designs to try to be more sensitive, more detailed, to eliminate proximity effect, to try to alleviate all these problems, to try to beat out the best of the best. And a lot of people fall for that, sadly. They're like, okay, I'm going to try to do better than what everybody else is using. So they go down that rabbit hole of trying all these different technologies, all these different products to get a better result. And what ends up happening is you have tons of videos using different microphones, flailing about, trying to figure it out. All the while you have people consistently making videos with the industry standard equipment and focusing on other things. Once you fall down this rabbit hole where you're always thinking about and talking about audio equipment and you're getting these big collections of audio gear, it's terrible. It's because like I was talking about this the other day. These earbuds that my wife came home with today are $16 on Amazon. And if you gave me the Sennheiser HD 650s for like $500, I think they sound basically as bad as these. So you have people that glamorize really expensive equipment, and honestly, they don't sound much better than a lot of this cheapo stuff that doesn't sound very good. It's funny to think about because especially little kids are like, ooh, I wish I had a couple $100 microphone. I wish I had like a Rode NT1A or something, or a Shure SM58. And they don't know that those microphones actually sound pretty bad. Pretty colored. They have a lot of problems. And you might as well be using a Blue Yeti microphone. So many people are like, oh, I can't wait to get an XLR microphone, a studio microphone, an analog microphone, instead of using these digital USB microphones. They think the more money they spend, the bigger the microphone is, the more expensive it is, the better sound quality they're going to get in it doesn't end up like that. It's like beer tasting. They all taste like piss. But the main thing is what I was saying is when you fall down that rabbit hole of all these different novelties, all these different technologies that claim to have better performance than the industry standard, what everybody else is using, honestly, you should probably use what everybody else is using because they are used to that sound. Okay, people are used to listening to the Shure SM7B. If you're using some weird microphone, odds are a lot of people don't even care. Like the gamer from Mars, he uses some like weird Rode USB microphone that came out a few years back. I think he's the only one who ever actually used that thing. It's the gamer from Mars, right? Let me see. Let me see my dudes. A gamer from Mars or something. No, that's not him. It's some other guy. But I'm just saying that I regret wasting the last, I would say, 8-9 years of my life trying different microphones, only to be disappointed time and time again. Microphones are interesting. They all look different. They all sound different. But there's nothing worse than spending $500, $600 on a microphone and listening back to it and it sounds colored and funky and just bleh, mediocre. It's kind of sad if you think about it, because a lot of companies try really hard to make good products, but they screw it up just enough that you might as well be using something a whole lot cheaper, like the Blue Yeti. You might as well. I feel bad for the companies too, because a lot of these companies are like, we're gonna try to really do good and make a outstanding product, and they get close, but somehow they manage to screw it up just enough that you might as well throw it in the pile of garbage with everything else. And at that point, you just have a huge pile of garbage, and you might as well use what everybody else is using: some Audio-Technica ATH M50X headphones, a Shure SM7B, a reasonably good preamp with like a negative 130 dBu preamp, and just deal with it. I spent the time to find better than that, in my opinion. But people constantly bitch that they can hear the computer fan and the ceiling fan and the ambient background noise from these condenser microphones. And if I had a Shure SM7B like everybody else, or I close talk to Blue Yeti even, nobody would give a shit. But I'm just saying that don't go down that rabbit hole of trying to find better than what everybody else is using, because it will waste years of your life. And again, although I did get some reward from it, confidence, know-how, when I look back on it, I could have spent those years doing something else that would have gotten more views, that I wouldn't have looked back on and said, oh gee, I wasted my time trying to teach people this stuff. For what reason,